we've got an ultra-important divisional round matchup in the NFC, as it'll be the Arizona Cardinals taking on the New York Giants.
One of two spots in the NFC title game awaits the winner here as we're underway in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go, set.
Now the former Sun Devil, it's Cam Scatterbury.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Here we go, here we go. Panther 60, Panther 6, 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Track at 60.
2nd and 9 now. Open man, that's Malik Neighbors.
He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Let's go now. Cougar 19. Cowboy 80. 18 Rattler. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Let's go.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack.
Nolan Smith. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. They're going to look to throw.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Viking 18. 79 Bronco.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
He'll try and do this himself.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Nolan Smith, his 2nd sack of the night.
And the Giants send out their punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. That's taken on the 25. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It'll be a 41-yard punt, give him 5 on the return. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together.
Let's go. Cougar 19. Panther 60. Panther 60.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Ready, break. 70 Timberwolves. Ready? 70 Lions. 60 Bison. 60 Bison. Hawk 70. Hawk 70.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Giants touchdown.
So, Charles, our first points of the game provided defensively. What a play that was.
And I can only imagine that the folks at home watching are thinking to themselves, that's one of those plays where once the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, you just sort of go, uh-oh, and wait for the result. This time, the defense benefited.
Extra point by Ryland, up and good.
And that makes the score 7-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
And they're on 35-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
2nd and 10.
Cowboy 80. 19. 70 Timberwolves.
He'll look to throw. Airing one out deep for Holmes here. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Come on. 60 Bison. 79 Broncos. Trap 60. Let's go.
He'll drop to throw. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there.
Abdul Carter in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. This is fielded at the 27. Upon a 46, a return of 5. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10.
Over the middle, taken in by Neighbors.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Now a 2nd and 2. An inside run with Scatterbill.
And he stopped immediately there. Give him a yard on the run there. That's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down. Back to throw here. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
And he will have a Giants first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
That one taken in by Neighbors.
And he's brought down. First down for the Giants as they pick up 12.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They'll look to throw here.
A short one there, caught by Likely.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
He'll get 15 and a Giants first down.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
And somehow he's going to get a yard out of this as he fought through that first contact. It's 2nd down.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
19, Tigers, 19, Dragon, 60. 18, Pioneer.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
And coming into this ball game, this was an offense that wasn't just talking about the notion of ball control. They were preaching it. They wanted to win the time of possession battle, and they've done so here. This drive's taken up quite a bit of the first quarter. Now they are set up 1st and goal.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Scattaboo will take it in for the Giants touchdown.
Well, he's been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Extra point by Ryland, up and good.
And that'll make the score 14-0.
Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Ready.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. It's caught. Reception by Holmes. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Ready? Let's go now. 60 by 6.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Short one here, caught by McBride. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. 2nd down and inches. Holmes has got it complete. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a 1st down.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, Burke?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield, and it curls back inside for the completion.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. A great play there. 28 yards. And the Cardinals have got it back to within a score. Now the try here for the point after. And that one makes it 14-7.
Makes the score Giants 14, Cardinals 7.
The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
He rifles one, and it's going to be intercepted. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good, and then you give up the touchdown on the last drive, now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much, because as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. A wild throw there, and it is intercepted. And the Giants are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
19-18.
They'll drop to throw. A short one here, caught by McBride.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Panthers.
A give up the middle with Benson. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 2 yards on the pickup, but that's all they needed to move the sticks.
First down.
Come on.
Now back to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Holmes. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Second and goal from the 6 this time.
Bronco 80.
Running out of the gun here with Benson. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. A big one coming in this divisional round playoff. Third and goal.
70 Timberwolves. Ready.
Back to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And now out is the Cardinal field goal team here. This is an easy one, 23-yarder. And his kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
At their own 27-yard
line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
46-yard line.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll give it to Scatterboom. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. It was Josh Sweat who got him down on the defensive side.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. Now 2nd and 9.
Let's go. Cowboy 80.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll look to throw.
A short one there, caught by Likely.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
They'll set up to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Another good completion on the drive as the Giants have a first down.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready? Hawk 70, Hawk.
Looking to throw.
A short one there, caught by Likely.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Touchdown, Giants!
Malik Neighbors,
a 24-yard touchdown as his guys are able to extend their lead.
well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Now Ryland for the PAT. Well, looks like they'll move things around here.
It's good, and it's 21-10.
So after the field goal, Ryland back out as he'll send this one away.
The Cardinals take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Short one here, caught by McBride.
The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
First and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
Pass the 60. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger, 19 tight, 19, trap 60, trap 60.
He'll look to throw.
And his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Drew Sanders.
He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Now the first carry here for the running back.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38.
Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
70 Lions. Hawks, 19 Lions. Come 19, go.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Ready? Panther 60, Panther 60. 1918, Panther 11, Panther 11.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown.
Darnell Mooney.
As the first half is winding down.
And the Giants continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Ryland on for the extra point.
And the lead is up to 18 now.
Next to score, Giants 48, Cardinals 10. Chad Ryland.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. They definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Airing one out deep for Holmes here. Touchdown, Cardinals! A big play there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Cardinals are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. So on this drive, the rookie leads him into the end zone, Charles, and that helps cancel out the points that were created on the previous drive when he threw the interception.
Yeah, let's give some credit to this rookie because instead of hanging his head after his mistake leads to a touchdown, he comes back out and he's firing and made up for it right there. A well-executed series that helps reestablish some confidence in him to run this offense.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half.
Cowboy 80. 60 even. Cougar 19.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
perfection, that's up the highest metric. The city just made a sweep with the diabetic. They mouth get full of deceit. Let these cowards tell it. Walking New Orleans with the educated and the yelling.
Chad Ryman to kick off.
A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line.
I should probably sign a head, boy, because I got all the heads, boy. All that Drake, you got to chill. I be on my little mouse drill. All that rap to pay your bills. Yeah, I'm on some rappers pay my bills. All up on TV, I thought.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Valuable lesson, man. I had to grow up. That's why I never asked for help.
Now a 2nd and 10.
19, Charger, 19. Rig alert, rig alert. 18, Rattler, 19, Lion.
They'll set up a throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. He's got a man complete. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A gain there of 30 big ones.
And what great recognition between a receiver and his quarterback because he's going to recognize the trouble, and then he has two options. Cut off the route and come back to help, or head straight down the field, and he chooses the latter, and it turns into a huge play.
From the 33, here's a 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 33-yard line.
Check smash. Go street.
Back to throw again. Now he'll tuck this and run. Oh, a wide open receiver. It's Harrison. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Viking, 18.
They'll look to throw again.
Now he's going to step up and run.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Come on. 60 Bison. 18 Cardinal. Hey, check that. Go.
Shotgun snap and a give to Benson.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And now the Giants, they get the officials' attention and take another timeout. And that's going to leave them with just one timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back.
No, Cougar 19. Tag. Transfer 80. Ready.
Here's Knight on the handoff.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Good job there defensively to push them back on first down. I'm not sure if this is 4-down territory or not because they can kick the field goal and get it back within a score. But you know that's not what they're thinking right now. A field goal has to be their last option.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
Ready.
They're going to look to throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's McBride. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
County Lions, 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. 19 tight, 19 tight. Ready.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Abdul Carter in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. And his kick is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
And some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You will, and in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game. In this case,
not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about seeing defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really high level.
They've been hot so far. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, and it's good for a first down as well.
A give, it's Scatterby.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 3. On the handoff, this is Scatterby.
Oh, he shifts past him. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
51 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
And that's a great run, and this is where you've got a running back who feels like he needs to take over this football game. You're in the second half, you've got the lead, you're looking at moving on to the conference championship, and he's got to be saying, just keep giving me the ball, and I'll get us home.
Here we go. Set.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Check, Panther. 19 Lions. Warrior 70.
to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Just a gain of a couple there. And it's second down.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
70 Timberwolves. Hawks, 18 Raptors. 18 Pioneer.
Here's 2nd and 8. This is caught. Touchdown! Malik Neighbors with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Giants will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Now Riley for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Giants 35, Cardinals 20. The chance Ryland to kick off.
Back out is the kicker Ryland, and he'll send this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But let's have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now they'll change things around before the snap.
First down, Cardinals.
On first down, it's Benson. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
18 Rattlers.
A gain of 11 on the play. And the Cardinals first down.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes.
A loss of 4 yards. It's second down.
2nd and 14. That's caught by Harrison, right side. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hey, smash Broncos!
On the carry, here's Knight. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
19 Tiger.
First down, Cardinals.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Holmes. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
At the 14-yard line.
Check smash.
This is Knight. And And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
First and goal.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Hurt.
A run with Knight.
And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. The Giants going to burn their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Trey Benson
Taking it in from a yard out.
and the Cards get a bit closer.
And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for 1 here. And it's good, so that will get them back within 1 score. The Cardinals set now to kick this one away, and off we go. A beautiful fake.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs. But with the lead in the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Let's go. 70 Lions. Viking 18.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
That's complete. It's Neighbors.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be second down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Let's go.
First down. Here's Scalaboo.
And a nice stiff arm that opens room to run. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
63 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
Smash, smash.
And once again, it's Scalaboo.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. Back to throw here. That is intercepted. And the Cards are going to take possession here at their own 33. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
70 Lions.
He'll look to throw. He's got McBride. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Here's second down. Now they'll shift things around. Back to throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. How about the call to come with the blitz there in this situation?
And some of those calls happen just because of what they do on offense. So when they send out a number of people in the pattern, sometimes they just make a change on defense. Say, okay, we'll come after you instead. And that's exactly what they did.
Tiger. Panthers.
On third down, here's Benson. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards.
It's 4th down.
Buffalo 80. Dragon 60. Panther 11. Panther 11. Buffalo 18.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Holmes has got it complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Back to throw. It's caught. Reception by Holmes. Now the Cards going to call another timeout. Their second. As they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Final minute, one timeout remaining. 1st and 10. They'll look to throw.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout.
They're not out of it yet, but in order to come back, they need him to play clean football the rest of the way. He makes the correct read there, passing on challenging a blanket coverage and getting the first down with his legs instead.
Pass the 60. Pass the 60. Broncos.
He's back to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. They took their shot for the end zone, almost cost him.
And he made the right play there, knocking it away. But, boy, it looked like he had a chance to come down with the football. If he does that, this thing is over. Instead, he leaves them out there with another chance.
Johnny Lions.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he gets in just in the nick of time, so they get the touchdown they need. Now they need a 2-point conversion to tie it.
We'll break down the touchdown later. It's 2-point conversion time. Go to your script, pick your play, and go for it.
The touchdown saved their playoff lives momentarily. Now for the 2-point conversion.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70, 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Panther 11, Panther 11.
They'll look to throw. And they don't get it. It's incomplete. They got the touchdown, could not, however, get the 2-point conversion to cap it, and they're still down by a pair. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least one play. And this is going to be recovered by the hand team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. So they stay alive in the NFL playoffs, move on to the conference championship, and do you